Kurdish name is Mazlum, and I came here like since before 3 months before. I've been with previously. I've been with the Finnish Defense Forces. I did my conscription there for 1 year, and I served as a reserve, like as an CO, like a platoon CO in there, and I got out as a reserve officer. After that, I did half a year as an instructor for the Finnish Defense Forces, like training conscripts. And okay, so and after I've been also fighting previously with the YPG in Rojava. It's not, for me, it's not necessarily just about the Kurdish. It's more about the people in general living in this area, because of it all started with the idea of Daesh wreaking havoc in this place and destroying the lives of innocent people. And it all started at, like, the idea. I first came to this area to start fighting against Daesh in 2015, and back then I was in Bashur with the Peshmerga in there, and on the southern frontier, on the Bashur front, and after that, I was there for 4 months, and then I went back home, and I could still see a lot of news, and a lot of news from friends from Rojava, on the other side of the border, that Daesh is still very much not finished. So I thought to myself that there is still a lot to do. There is still a lot that I can help with. So I decided that maybe it's time for me to go back and try to at least do what I can do the best, and try to be helpful for the cause. So the most obvious difference between the YBS and modern militaries are obviously the equipment. Okay, back home we fight with more modern weapons and platforms than the people in here. But about the structure and how things are done, is the one big difference that I see is daily schedule, time schedule. Okay, so back home we are run on a strict schedule. For example, whether it's morning PT, breakfast, lunch, or for like time schedules on like daily classes or trainings, because you have to be exactly on, like, it's 1 minute, 5 minute max you can be late. But because if you miss out on, if you are late in a schedule, it's gonna later on the day, it's gonna mess up your schedules and potentially like cause a lot of different problems. For example, with feeding the conscripts and etc. All that kind of essential stuff. I personally like the stuff that what Abdullah Öcalan teaches to the people. Is like, I mean, I have to be a little bit hypercritical in this sense, because I haven't read a single book from that man, but I've tried to, like, in a small bits, try to lead like kind of like a small small books or leaflets where they put the books, but they put the books like inside, like the book in a short words what's it about. But I've also tried my best to also talk with friends about the teachings of Abdullah Öcalan, and so far, I think he has good ideas. He has really good ideas, and I really like what he teaches. So the difference between the comradeship between the Finnish army and here is that in Finland our comradeship is known as the spirit of a winter war, and that essentially means the meeting against comradeship, like of people coming together and resisting as one against overwhelming odds in a situation of war, or in another type of disaster, like recent disasters or pandemics, Corona, for example. But now that we've been living many years of peace right now. There hasn't been any conflicts between our country or anybody else's. I mean that's which is a good thing. So there isn't like there is kind of like I have a feeling that we have a little bit of lost the spirit of winter war, in a sense, because people are not so much looking out for each other anymore as they did back 80 years ago. But but in here, because the comradeship is more about thought. That it's more about thought through the ideology and teachings of Abdullah Öcalan, and the way how and through the ways of the party and how the party works. And that's what you, when you come here, you first start learning bit by bit, like very very slowly, but you start getting it. This is like, because it's in here it's a really good thing that if you need help with anything, anything, like, people will help you. It's no problem. And like the same thing is good, like you help other people, they help you, and nobody expects anything in return. It's just pure comradeship. So we work for others, and others work for us. So it makes it a good group. About Westerners coming here to Shengal and Rojava, I mean, I'm stoked, in a sense that is like, if people want to come here, I'm happy, because what this place needs is more Western volunteers. Like, because in a reason, for the reason, but because a lot of people say that this place already has a lot of fighters, and it doesn't need one or two, like the one or two or three or five or six doesn't make a difference. But I disagree with that statement, because the Westerners have more the power of the media on their side, because it's still a bigger thing when Westerners come here, and they are more prone to spread the information through the social media about this place, like what this place is, who are the native people living here, what is the cause that you're fighting for, and who are you fighting against, and what is the ultimate, like what are you trying to achieve, what is the goal that we are trying to actually do here for the people. So Westerners have that trump card with them, essentially, and it doesn't matter whether you are a political person or you're really religious in any way. Doesn't matter why you white or black or any race. None of that doesn't matter in here. Or even if you're a military person or like non-military person, or your background is, nobody's gonna judge you from your background. It's more about if you have the ambition and the heart to come here. That is what matters the most. I mean, I'm a part of a tabur, which in English translates to platoon. So I'm an individual in the tabur in which I serve, whatever purpose I am given by my commanders. But right now, I am in charge of a machine gun, PKM machine gun. I'm the operator, and also because of my previous training as a paramedic, I'm also responsible, or I'm also responsible of any accidents or any medical or any situation that require a medical professional in. I'm there.